so I ain't paying no attention. I'm looking away. We live. Y'all ain't see we live and everything over
You
here.
on?
Yeah, we on. I'm sorry. Hey, what's happening? What's happening? Listen. All
Yeah.
right. Great evening, great evening. What's happening on Facebook? All right. Share the live if you watching us. Share this live if you watching us.
I got
Share
you
this
live.
live. You share it too while I'm talking about you sharing it.
I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
share it too. Let me see. I'm gonna share it over here.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
share.
share it right here. We're gonna share it.
Yeah.
All right, share this live. All right, all right.
Yeah.
Great evening, great evening, great evening. All right, what's happening? This old head's kicking with a young cat, and I'm James.
Just Javon McCray.
And Boswell King.
All right, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We two old heads and a young cats, and we kicking. We're gonna talk today, y'all. We're gonna on this is our second episode. All right, our first one was more introduction, telling you a little bit about who we are, what we plan on doing, and all that kind of stuff. But this one right here, we finna get into it. All right, I want y'all to share the live as y'all watch. All right, share the live. Um, and click on that little button on there so you can get notified when we're going live on this thing. Click that little button so you know to get notified when we're going live. All right, we're gonna be talking about some things, y'all. We're gonna talk about what's the topic today?
Mental health.
Mental health.
Mental health.
Mental health. Not just mental health though, y'all. Not just mental health. Black male mental health. Understanding black male mental health. All right, we got to talk about that, man. Listen, y'all. Listen. This is a topic. This is a topic of all topics, I think. There's been a lot of people that say, yo, we got to start talking about, we got to start addressing black men and our mental health and so forth and all that. So we finna start that conversation right now. All right. But first thing, I'm gonna try my dangest to keep this conversation going in a direction while allowing everybody to express themselves, including myself, and not be too old, not be too controlling. Because I got a bad habit of talking too much. So that being said, black male mental health. What are we talking about, y'all? What do we mean when we talk about mental health? I want to make sure we clear on what we talk about black male mental health. I don't want to get confused because some people can confuse that. Anybody want to take a shot at that, take a stab at defining that for us?
Yeah, maybe just a bit of confusion, maybe a little bit of depression and feeling down. I wake up in the morning, I don't want to get up. I wake up, a friend texts me, I don't want to hang out. That's some concerns.
Okay. Some the down feeling. I ain't trying to go out today. No, it don't mean every time you're feeling down, every time you don't want to go out. But it's a pattern that's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's a pattern of something that's got to go with it. I mean, I don't want people thinking that I ain't going out today and now I got depression or I'm feeling sad or I need to check my mental health because I don't want to go outside. It could be cold outside,
right?
And that's why you don't want to go outside. You could just be tired.
Yeah.
Boz, what you think about it, Boz? Mental health. What's mental health?
Well, I wanted to like piggyback off of Javon kind of with that. Those are stuff that we look at as we're just normal. We don't even look at, we think, oh, we're just having a bad day or a bad week or whatever. And it could be really something that's you should probably be looking at, or probably, you know what I'm saying, checking yourself and checking your mood or checking your temperature every day before you go out. Try to meditate because like it could be something simple. Everybody has that feeling, you know what I'm saying, every now and then where they feel down. They don't feel like going out. They want to stay in the room, want to stay in the bed, you know what I'm saying, lights off. And those are things that could be like little triggers to where you may be reaching or going into depression. But my thing, as far as mental health, I look at certain things because I work with kids as far as like that goes. And the brain is not really fully developed until like 25 years old. So like, if your brain is not fully developed, and I'll say for like me growing up, I was always told, man, you got to go to school, graduate high school so you can graduate high school and get out my house and get a job. But what's the age of graduation, 17 to 18?
Yep.
You're basically 7 years too early and your mind not fully developed. And being that we're talking on black men, majority of our black men are kicked out of that home, or not necessarily kicked out. We feel like we're grown up and we're men, and our mom think we're grown up, our dad think we're grown up, and we're ready to take on this crazy world at 17 or 18. Rather you go to college, rather you go to anywhere. or any job, and you go and live on your own. But look at our counterparts, the other race, the white man. Look how they do it. Their kid ain't leaving out that home until they're ready to leave out that home, even when they're graduating. Because when
That's
they
a fact.
graduate, when they graduate college, they are allowed to come back home, live there for a year or two, work on their credit, work on their savings, and then you meet your wife. Even if they're getting married, the wife and the got it. You come and stay here. Y'all get yourself set. Y'all get your finances right. Get your credit right. Get your mind right.
Yeah.
Your average graduate is 22, 23. So your brain is still not fully developed. But Black men, and we really have to look into this, man. It's not a game. Mental health is real.
Yo, well, but hold on. I got to interject. Because I know mad heads, they ain't left their house yet. They still stay with their mom and they 40 years old.
And
Now that could be another form of mental health with you, man. I mean, and not to cut you off,
Go ahead.
not to cut you off, but I have a brother who's 50 some years old, still stay with my mom. Give me 1 second. My fault. I don't mean to interrupt, y'all, man. But can I get 1 second?
Go right ahead.
I'll just step down.
Go right ahead. But listen.
Let me handle this.
Go ahead.
I think in a situation though, I believe that both of you guys put in a situation where I was parenting the 18-year-old living with his parents, and then the 40-year-old living with his parents. But it's both times. Do you feel like the parents could maybe help me with some trades or tangibles or skills to survive in this world? Because it's a lot of kids that's going through the situation. You 18, 19 years old, you've been in the school system this long. You don't know how to make money like that. Really?
Man, listen. I hear you. But here, listen. Y'all know a lot of people that know me know I'm gonna always go back. I'm gonna say, I know some people got issues with this. So I'm gonna talk about, man. Let's talk historically. Let's look at our history here a little bit. All right, because everybody always talking about, oh, that was then. Well, mental health issues can come from then.
Right.
All right, mental health issues, they don't have to originate with you yourself right now in this generation right now. You could be something that's handed down to you. Or it could be something that it turned into a mental health. You could have been born perfectly fine with no issues.
Yeah.
And then something went on in your world that gave you these issues.
Right.
Something happened. I think they call it trauma. They call it trauma. Man, listen, I know. You want to hear a serious trauma growing up Black in the 40s in America.
Yeah, tough.
You want to talk about trauma. You want to hear about trauma. Now imagine that. Now imagine what's being passed down from generation to generation to generation from the 20s. That's been passed down. You got grandma gave it to mama, daddy gave it, granddaddy gave it to daddy. Now, daddy was born in the 50s. For me.
Yeah.
All right, daddy was born in the 50s. I was born in the 60s. Daughters was born in the 80s.
Yeah.
You see? 80s through 90s. Grandbabies was born in the 2000s. You see? Yeah. It ain't a whole lot of time for stuff to come up out of us. You know what I'm saying? So that we got some real serious things that happen. So when you talk about, I think this is me now. This is just my thought. When you sit back and talk about the home and the parents and so forth, that play a big part. That play a huge part. What happened to them though? And here's a big difference. I think a lot of white people, and I ain't trying to keep it on just on the race, but we talk about Black male issues, and we talk about how Black males need to do better and how we need to check our mental health and check ourselves out. Right? We need to really sit back and think about this now. Not just white people, but a lot of people, mainly successful white people. What they do is this: they start talking about health, finance, where you gonna live at, where school you gonna go to, what you gonna do, what job you gonna have, at a very young age.
Very young. Right.
I started talking with my grandson Jamari. I started talking with Jamari about what is it to be a man when he was like 3 or 4 years old. I started pounding it in his head. What is a man? Build a product, build a provider, protector, build a provider, protector. And I keep going with that. And I keep going with that till this very day. I hit him with that. What's a man, boy? You can't be a man if you don't know what it is.
It's a fact.
You're gonna be a male. You're gonna be a male. Yeah, that's your genetic code. You're gonna be a male.
Right, a male.
But
Male
what is a man?
But
So again, if I go on a tangent, y'all, I mean that's my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2
But
cents.
let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
I believe that the question is Black mental health or mental health in general, and why? It's because men now, I mean, right now, a lot of men, my age especially, are not building, providing, protecting. Then most of them only want to do that for no one, not especially not a woman. So I think that, especially if God put you here to do that, and you don't want to do that because you're listening to this music or you watch these movies and they tell you not to do that, and you've seen all this money and you're thinking that's what you need to do, then yeah, you're gonna be mentally sick and sad. Yeah.
Right. Now listen, I remember when I was locked up, right? Because everybody know I was locked up. All right. When I was locked up, I was in Gowanda back in 2001, 2002. A new rapper had just came out. And I always like that. Let me check the background. This new rapper had came out. Brand new rapper had came out. This brand new song called In the Club. Dude named 50 Cent. All right, he came out with a song called In the Club. And I was like, everybody loved this dude. And a lot of cats in the pen was like, yo, this your son is from the streets. He was gully. He was doing this. He was doing that. You know how it is when you run into cats from other places and all that, especially from New York. Cats from New York, when they see somebody from New York come up, they gonna let you know, yo, this son was from the block. He's from the hood. They're gonna do this. So let me see who this dude is. So I did some research. I looked out. I went to the library, got me a book, got me a magazine. I got this magazine called Rolling Stone. And on the cover of Rolling Stone was 50 Cent. They invested $25 million in that song that there by itself in the club. $25 million to make it a success. $25 million.
Yeah,
check it out. I didn't make that up.
Yeah.
Go to Rolling Stone back when that song first came out. They put $25 million into it. It could not help but be a success.
Right.
But the message that he had to give, what did he have to do with that song, though? In order for that song and other songs to come out to be a success, what he had to do, he had to take down Ja Rule.
Oh, yeah.
The beef gonna sell way more, you know what I'm saying? And that's if you look at it, rap, that's the way it went. It went from like just making music or saying what's going on in the community to, you know what I'm saying, once that the beef started, they see how much that sold. And if you look at it, every last artist have beef with another artist, and they're all black. Eminem, who he beefing with?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All these who your country artists beefing with, who your pop artists beefing with, who the you know what I'm saying, them other genres, what artists are they beefing with? It's only on our music, man. It's only in the rap music. And now you got singers singers beefing with each other, only in our genre though, because it's no more rap and hip hop. They consider all that as one. I mean, it's no more R&B. They consider us all as one now.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I don't think it's not really common. I mean, you got Machine Gun Kelly versus Eminem, and they exploded it. But white people, like Caucasians, don't really. They talk behind your back. They talk behind your back rather than say it behind your back than, hey, when you go and like attack you. So it's like it's all on like it's history, it's historical when it comes to like characteristics of people and black people. We like to fight. We do. I'm telling you, we love that.
But listen. When we talk about black mental health though, that right there by itself. All right. When you go back, why we like to fight each other so much?
All right. So I feel.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's an issue. We like to fight each other. We'll get mad at each other in a heartbeat, and they'll have to pull us up. Listen, there's nothing more ferocious. I've seen all types of different people fighting each other, but there's not a more ferocious fight than when you get two black dudes fighting each other.
Right.
That's ferocious. They got to do everything in their power to pull us apart and everything. So where did that hate come from?
That hate come from the same thing you said, the trauma. You said the trauma.
Could it also come from, James? Remember you telling me about how Black people, we used to go hunt and go kill animals to go eat, right? And then Caucasians used to eat a lot of fish, you said, and used to plant. So think about it. Caucasians, they probably used to use their mind manipulate in order to get food, where we used to go get it. So maybe
that ain't how you know.
But you talking about we talking about way back before Ice Age. That's when he talking about right now. We're talking about, but we had a conversation. We talking about evolution and how man came up out of the Nile Valley region and populate the Caucasus Mountains and so forth and so on. But that was way before the Ice Age. That ain't got no play on us today.
Our trauma, I mean, it comes from. We've been divided by the Willie Lynch letter. That's Willie Lynch letter, Jim Crow laws, Willie Lynch letter. That's what started us to going against each other. You know what I'm saying? That's where it started at. Divide the Black man and the son, divide the Black woman and the daughter, divide the husband and the wife, keep them divided because there'll be a force to reckon with if they ever knew who they were.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, and then he had the slaves, how the slaves did it. They, you know what I'm saying, used to get your biggest, strongest slave and do him dirty in front of all the other slaves. That way they won't, you know what I'm saying, try to escape, try to do, you know what I'm saying, you have them. And he said, you do this for a year, you do this for 1 year, and it'll last through a lifetime. And it's still lasting, bro. That plan worked because that's exactly where we're divided. You look at a light skin, you know what I'm saying? You remember how they light skinned dudes was in back in the day, every girl wanted the light skinned dude, and then it switched to every girl wanted the dark skinned dude. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's all that brainwashing, all that television and the music, like all that is brainwashing, man.
So they basically planned it. So how come we don't?
It's a plan.
Plan it.
Like open the door.
Hey, no, listen, peep it. You read on the you read on the sun right now. You read on the sun. Now with domestic violence, right? Domestic violence, not just domestic violence, but any type of violent situation, where hostage situation or anything where one person is holding another person captive, all right, against their will. You can hold these people for so long, right? Or it could be domestic violence. That violence can go on for so long. A person can be kidnapped and they be kidnapped and stay in the kidnapping for so long that guess what happened? They'll start to identify with their oppressor.
Yeah.
They call it Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
They call it Stockholm syndrome. It's where you will start. This is how you'll see people. They'll start. We watch movies and shows where people have been held hostage for so long that when somebody comes to the door, the person that's held hostage will answer the door and tell them that the person that's holding them hostage is not here right now, and then shut the door back and go back into being hostage instead of leave.
Yeah.
Bro, that's us mentally. Like if we go and talk, like when you talked about grouping together, and you know what I'm saying? Look how 1% of people can run a whole globe, bro, and keep us in line. It's way more of us than it is them that's, you know what I'm saying, really calling the shots. But we won't bounce on that junk. Is like is mentally having us trapped. I seen something where they had an elephant, right? They had the big chain around his ankle. And you know what I'm saying? For a while, days, weeks, whatever, he was fighting to move. They took the chains off of him. The elephant would not go nowhere. It's nowhere, and the gates open, everything. The elephant would not go anywhere. You know, and so he still was chained mentally, like he had the chains on his damn ankle. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they and when they run tests like that, bro. They don't run tests because they're trying to trap them animals. They're running them tests to see how they can keep us humans. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how they got us, bro. And they
got us. They got us like that because, like I said before, the jobs is build, provide, protect. But they got us to the point where we don't know how to build a house. We can't really go and kill food and get that. Or we're not getting our water supply. So we really
But let me
dependent
ask
on
you
the
something.
government crazy.
But let me ask you something. Let me ask you this. Why we can't do that now, but we was the ones doing it when we was brought over here. We was doing all that. We was building homes. We was getting water. We was hunting our food. We was doing all that. Like Black Wall Street is something real. We was building our own empires. You know, why were those people able to do it and then, but we can't do it now?
They made it legal. That's wrong.
No, one, divide and conquer, and then you still got that mental health thing going on. When they do certain things, it's the fear tactics. Like we're scared to do it because they got us still mentally trapped, bro. And that's all mental health. It's like all, like James said, the trauma of all the stuff we go through. You're like, we go through stuff every, I don't know how, it always seems like we're going through something, but I know ever since they brought us, so we've been going through something, whether it's our leaders getting killed or Black cops killing us or KKK killing us, or we always going through something, or the government doing something where we got to get this jab, or it's always something going. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And how a lot of stuff get passed by us is because they will keep us distracted over here while they doing something over here. And we always fall for that distraction, whether it's music,
every time.
And the TV is going to get you every time. We believe everything the news say, and you know what I'm saying? We don't go and do the research on it. It's like I can name a bunch of stuff, man, but we'll get shut down. It's like a bunch of stuff that goes on. We don't pay attention. We pay attention to what they want us to pay attention to. And all the work being done over here.
Well, peep it. Here's what we got to understand, Black men, when we talk about our mental health. See this, I got this water bottle here. You would think that people are born with and they stressor. Let's call this water bottle our stressor. This is where all our stress go. It's all our experiences, all things that bother us go in, and we contain it in this water bottle. You think that we are born and this stress thing is empty. That is true. For people that are born, the only stress we have is stress of childbirth, or what it took to come out. That's all the stress, what it took. And we go on and on and on and on and on and on for a little bit. And then all of a sudden we start developing a consciousness. All right. For the average kid, for the average child, that consciousness lives down here and those stresses stay down here. But for Black men, we must understand it grows faster than it does for everybody else. So we'll walk out in the world, a Black man, you'll walk out in the world as a child, and you just have stress on you just because you Black. And people don't want to admit that, but it's true.
True, man. It's
true. A Black man will be stressed just because he's going out in the world and he's Black.
You got a lot. You have a lot of stuff to you know what I'm saying, to worry about, to think about. You know what I'm saying? You got every Black man that walk out that mug, what they're worried about is they gonna make it back home. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna that's their first worry. Am I gonna make it back home today? I ain't got no beef with nobody, but just am I gonna make it home? And then another thing, like as he was like the babies come out, they don't have everything that goes into us is basically being taught to us, but by who? Right. You know what I'm saying? By who? It's not. We're actually living a Eurocentric, like that. We're living Eurocentric. We're not living Afrocentric. We're not living our true us. So that's stress, and that's stress in everything within us because we're doing something that's really not accustomed to us. We don't know it, and we don't know what we're really accustomed to. So we're taking on everything that they taught us. You know what I'm saying? We don't like I asked before, what is our culture? What is our food? What do we eat? And please don't say soul food. That was something that gave to us for us to kill us off too. We just made something out of it.
That was leftovers.
It was the scraps and all that stuff. We just made something out of it. It's like stuff that we're really not supposed to take in to kill the average man, but we had to eat it for so long and that should show how strong we are too, though. But yeah, man, it's like everything they try to do, we just like lab rats, man, and they teaching us their way of living, and it's being put that causes a lot of. I'm saying
think about this, my dudes. Think about not to cut your wisdom, but think about this. Think about this for a second, right? Think about this. Every other people, and this isn't a jab at nobody. All right, But this, we got to think when we talk about black man, male mental health, black man's mental health, our mental health. Think about this. We are the only people, right, that don't have a land or a land that we can celebrate. We finna celebrate St. Patrick's Day. That's Irish. Everybody has something that they celebrate or that's connected to their land. We have Black History Month, and then when they talk about Black History Month, we another people. Look at my dudes, my people. Listen, we the only people that start their history off from a point of deficit. We start out talking about our past from a point of deficit when we was held captive. Like that's all we were, captive. No, we were more than captive. We came from someplace.
They don't tell you that.
From someplace, and we was doing things there.
Right.
Well, when we come here, all we hear about is when we talk about the great people of Africa, the great black people, we talk about Harriet Tubman. We talk about Frederick Douglass.
Slave.
We talk about Martin Luther King Jr. You know, we celebrate, we celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X at the same time, and they only talk about Malcolm X.
Right.
We celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X on the same damn day, and they don't even talk about Malcolm X
at all.
No, why?
Right. I mean, let's think about that for the. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because we don't make them.
We don't.
Because we don't even talk about it. You know how we got Martin Luther King Jr. holiday? Because my mama, my daddy, and people like them would say, boy, this is Martin Luther King Day. You ain't going to school today. This King Day.
Wow.
That's how it came. Because black people say, we ain't going. It's King Day. We ain't going.
They wasn't even celebrating in certain states until like later in the damn 90s, like Arizona or whatever. They wasn't celebrating.
Some states just started doing it.
Just started.
Could it be like from envy though? Because do we need them to celebrate us?
Oh no, listen. I think it goes back to Stockholm syndrome. It's this self-hatred that's living within internally.
Right.
And we don't really realize it's there. We don't realize it's there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
we want them to give us everything, and that's how they control us. We go to them for everything, and that's we can be easy control.
Yeah.
Listen, we are in a position. Unfortunately, a lot of us do. This is our mental health. This is how our mind thinks. We got to break this, my people. We got to break this. We try to do. We like fishermen sometimes. We only gonna go to the spot where we know the fish biting at.
Mm-hmm.
If the fish ain't biting, there ain't nothing happening there already. We ain't finna try it. So that limits us. That limits us to being the best basketball player, the best football player, the best baseball. No, we ain't the best baseball player no more, and we ain't the best boxers no more. Well, you see, but that limits us to entertaining.
Yeah.
Now, listen. That is not by any means, and by any means, we saying that we ain't got no successes. What? We got so many successful people. We got networks, we got lawyers, we got doctors, we got judges, we've had presidents. We've had a whole bunch of black folks that have done things.
And they ain't gonna highlight it. And you know why? Because they don't want us to think that we can be just like those black lawyers and doctors, and you know what I'm saying? They don't want us to see that. They want us to think that this all we worth, this all is meant for us, just what we doing, man. And that's how a lot of people feel. If you see a black person every day, if you seen a black person on TV every day, and they're doctors and lawyers, not basketball players and rappers, but doctors and lawyers, and you know what I'm saying, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that as much.
When I was in the pen, young cats used to say, they used to come up talk all the time to me, yo, hot man, here you go. Look at these shoes. They should draw. It's the big thing. Everybody going to design shoes. Because for a long time, shoes was everything. Everybody wanted to be in some type of business, and they wanted to design something. They would design shoes. I say to them guys, yeah, man, there will be some fly shoes. But what do you know about feet?
Right.
Why you designing something to go on it?
Right.
What do you know about feet? I mean, we got to know more about what we need to know about.
Mm-hmm.
I tell young cats, yo, yeah, everybody want to make it big in rapping. Everybody want to be a rap star. Okay, why don't you take, you know what, you can make a lot of money, young blood, off of one bar. It's called Hallmark.
Yeah.
A gift card is $1.
Yeah.
And they sell them all over the place. All you gotta do is make it something everybody like. Make
Right.
it jingly
Right though.
and put
Hip
it in a
hop
bar.
car. $1.
hop gift cards.
$1.
Bar.
$1 is a gift card.
Crazy.
Huh?
Word.
I never thought of that. That's a crazy idea, man.
No,
One
because
bar.
we what we do is we have a bad habit, y'all. We have a bad habit. We stay in what's comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's for a
That's our
fact.
biggest mental health issue right there. We are afraid to take risk that we don't know what the outcome can be. So we'll sell dope because we know what the outcome can be. We'll rob because we know what the outcome can be. And the risk that we can take, the risk, you know what? We get it and move it through that risk.
Right.
We're willing to take that risk. But what I'm not willing to take the risk of, and this is the mental health part, this is why our brain ain't working right. I'm not willing to go down there and say, look here, doc, I got a problem, doc. So what's up, man? What's your problem, James? Well, my problem is this. When I was in high school and I was in elementary school and all that, I had this thing called an IEP, a special education document, where I struggled in school with learning and following directions and comprehension and so forth and so forth and so on. I had some problems. So is there any way that I can get some assistance that help me so I can so that I don't keep bouncing from job to job to job to job to job? Right. Because I'm bouncing from job to job to job to job to job to job, not because I can't work, but because I have a problem that's been diagnosed when I was in school that I can't stay fucking focused. See the mental health, man?
Yeah.
And we don't even take that into consideration. We don't even look at that. We'll say, well, ignore that, but you know what I do? I'll take the risk of going out and seeing old big Willie over there and say, yo, listen, can you front me something? And I'll try to pay you back. And I know you'll bust my head to the white meat if I don't pay you back, but I'm gonna take a chance.
Anyway.
Right.
Anyway. But I won't go talk to this doctor.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy in itself. And then I say, ain't nothing wrong with me. Look at the risk. Look, man, we done went over our time, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
We done went over our time, y'all. This always happens. We done went over our time. But, man, listen, y'all see where we're going with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see y'all, Facebook, you see where we're going with this, Facebook? I see where we're going, Facebook? Just share this live, man. Let people know, listen, this is a serious thing. We a lot of our young men, a lot of our grown men have documentation. A lot of our people have documented mental health problems from childhood. We have documentable learning issues, behavior issues, focusing issues. We have a lot, and it's not just us. I mean, this goes all across the board.
Right.
And not only, I'm not saying, yo, go out there and tell these people to give you some money, but it's there to offset it. That's what it's there for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's there for you to help you make it through a tough time. It makes it so if you got 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, you know, messed up, man. You can't take care of all of them. And you got some things going on here, my people. Go if you go get some help, man, them kids get took care of too.
Yeah.
And the mamas that's on your bones can get took care of too.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, there's more than one reason to say, let me get my mental health checked out. But man, listen, our people, listen, here I go, y'all. Y'all let me go on a tangent again. Y'all let me go on a tangent.
Looking at truth though, man.
Y'all let me go on the tangent. Somebody trying to call me. I don't know who it is, but they're gonna call back. Yo, but listen, Facebook, we over our time. We said we was only gonna be on here a half hour, y'all. So listen, this is the thing. I don't know what we're gonna be talking about next week, but we may end up talking a little bit more about this mental health, because this we didn't even touch on this.
Right, we had a lot of parts. Yeah,
we didn't even touch on this.
Part two.
Yeah, we made next week. We made. Yeah, matter of fact, what y'all think? Can we say that now?
Yeah.
Next week, mental health.
We didn't touch
mental health
surface.
Huh?
We just touched the surface. We still got a lot more points to touch.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this more. Put some things in the comments. Y'all watching this on the replay. Ask some questions. Ask some questions, y'all. We're gonna say right now. Peace.
All right.